Hello heroes, and welcome back to the Guild Hall. Today, we're swinging straight into the action with our Melee DPS tier list for Ascension WoW. Focused on PvE content like dungeons and raids, whether you're a Whirlwind of Steel as a Barbarian, a Shadowy Menace as a Reaper, or channeling Holy Fury as a Templar, this list is here to help you slice through the competition. We'll be ranking each class from S to D tier, breaking down strengths, weaknesses, and why some melee builds stand above the rest. So sharpen your blades, buff up your build, and let's dive into the fray. Alright heroes, let's get into this tier list. Let's start with S tier classes. Bear in mind guys, these are my points of view from testing the classes, talking with people who play the classes who are doing phenomenal in dungeons that we're doing, in mana storms, that I know are doing raids. These are the guys that I talk to. So this is me putting together all the information I can get and bringing it to you to give you an idea of what to play. So starting off with S tier, we're going Cultist, number 1. Cultist by far has become the new meta for ranged, DPS, tanking, healer, you name it. If you see it in a raid or a dungeon, there's a high probability it is the Cultist. These things are pumping numbers right now. It is insane. The other one I want to put in here, and it's because I've talked to quite a few who are doing massive numbers in the raids that they get into the mythic dungeons that they get into. These guys are pumping numbers too. That is the Starcaller. I've played the Melee Starcaller. It's got a ton of AoE. It can get some tanking done while as a DPS. It can heal itself while it's doing DPS. It's an all-around good build. Now, is it easy to learn? No. No. The Starcaller does take some getting used to, just like the Cultist. But once you get these things down, whoo boy, look out. Nobody's touching your numbers. They're not even coming close to your numbers. Next is Rune Master. Now, I did forget this one in our ranged video, but honestly, Rune Master is more of a hybrid ranged than it is a true ranged. But when it comes to DPSing as a actual melee build, this dude takes the cake. He is putting out numbers. You get those swaps for your runes, you're cleaving through enemies like they're not even standing there. I've actually watched a rune master take a boss from full health to almost half in one hit. That's how powerful these guys are. Now they are burst type DPS, but they hit like a truck when they're doing their bursts. Next is Primalist. Now the one thing I want to say about Primalist, I just got done running a 5-man heroic dungeon on stream. These guys, I had two. One was a healer, one was a DPS. Both of them were in the top DPS in that group. Like, phenomenal DPS, even as a healer. So, bear that in mind. These guys can put out the numbers. Next on the list, and arguably should be number 1 on this for S tier, is definitely going to be the Templar, which I believe is that symbol now. Templar. Templar is going to be your number 1 absolute best class as a tank or a DPS. And the reason I say this is because you can solo Scarlet Monastery with a Templar. They put out enough DPS, they heal themselves, they're tanky enough. These things are phenomenal characters. If you don't know what to play and you want easy mode, go Templar. From here, we're going to drop down to our A tiers. We've got Sun Cleric. Sun Clerics are good. They need a little bit of tweaking, in my opinion, to push them into that S tier, but they are good. They have great mobility, they've got great damage, they've got great heals and tankability. They're just not quite there for me to be in an S tier. So we'll call them an A plus tier. Next, we've got Reaper. These things are fun. They may not put out the same numbers as some of these guys up here, but man, oh man, both melee builds for the Reaper are phenomenal. Whether you're doing the Shadowlands type build or the Bleed Reaper build, it doesn't. They both put numbers on the board, and they are fun to play, especially with the last patch coming out, changing some of the mechanics for the Reaper. Whew! Man, is it easy to get numbers up, and is it fun to do so. Next, we've got Witch Hunter. Witch Hunter definitely gets some numbers up there as a melee DPS. This thing can tear through enemies, massive AoE damage. You get the right spec going, and this thing is unstoppable. The only reason it's in A tier is because it just doesn't have the self-sustaining and tankability that I'd like to see to put it into that S tier. Outside of that, this thing is your go-to AoE king with damage. Barbarian, another solid A tier. This thing can be all over the battlefield, twirling and twisting and running and beating on people with big freaking axes. It is great. Love it. I've had more fun playing the Barbarian than any other melee class besides the Reaper. These two were the most fun for me. Next on the A tier, we have the Knight of Azeroth. This is another good one. High tankability, not a lot of sustainability in my opinion. And the only reason I'm putting it in A tier for me versus S tier is just how slow this thing levels. I'm not kidding you. It is super slow. I, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a hard-hitting, great class, but it's slow. Now we're going to drop down into B tier, guys. So for B tier, I'm putting in Venomancer. Now I know that's going to mess with some people because they're like, what? Why are you going to put the melee? Why? Huh? Why? Here's why. It is so outshined by the healer build, by the tank build, and by the ranged poison build that honestly, if I had kept D tier in here, and I could not, for the life of me, find a single class in here that hit D tier. That's why I deleted it. But if I had left it as a D tier, y'all would have boycotted me. Like, let's just put it that way, right? It's a rough class, super rough class, but it is a little fun to play. You get to go and be a spider for a good long while until you get up high level, and then you get to be a Nerubian. It's great. I love it. So if you like just being weird druid build type things, this is the class for you guys. Next in B tier is going to be Guardian. Guardian for me just doesn't scream DPS. It screams tank. It screams support. It does not feel like a DPS class to me because I still have to wear a shield. I'm sorry, if I have to put on a shield, make me a spellcaster or make me a tank. I can't be a DPS. That's how my brain works, guys. I can't I can't do it. Next, and these are also going to be controversial, and I hate to really put these guys in this tree, but the Fellsworn is a C for me as melee. The combos that you got to do for this guy, I can't get down. And this is a personal thing for me, guys. I'm sure this dude is higher up on the tree, but because I can't get the rotation down properly, I can never out DPS anybody. It's hard. Tinker is also a C class for me as a melee class. Because it's kind of a hybrid melee. You do some melee attacks, you do some close range shotgun blasts, you're boosting your little mech dude. It's just a weird build altogether. Maybe somebody just needs to explain how to do it better. I don't know. but it's not a class for me as melee. Ranged, sure. Healer, probably, but for melee DPS, not for me, guys. Not for me. The other one, and I'm putting this on here because I'm putting it as a C because it's not really melee, it's hybrid. We talked about this in the ranged one. As ranged, it absolutely dominates if you put it there. But if you're looking at it as a strictly melee class, it's just not there. It needs a lot of work to be considered a melee class because you're only doing melee damage after you do a mass amount of ranged damage. So just bear that in mind. If you're wanting to play the hybrid build with the blood mage or the blood mage, it's just it needs some work. That's all I'm saying. It's still a good class if you like to be that undead siphon blood from enemies kind of build. Last but definitely not least is going to be the melee ranger build. I don't know why they gave this dude a melee build. It is terrible. I've never seen anybody doing serious numbers with it. I couldn't find anybody that was doing serious numbers with it because everyone is playing archery or the support role. Like it's just nobody's playing that as a melee character. It should be deleted and be given a whole new ranged class. Like it just should. It I don't know what else to say about it. That's why Ranger is in C tier. Nobody's playing it for that role. Okay? Thanks for joining me, heroes. I hope this Melee DPS tier list helped you get a better grip on which builds shine in dungeons and raids. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future Ascension content. Got your own rankings or builds you swear by? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're running. And as always, see you out there, guildies. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay heroic. Peace out.